Good evening and welcome to Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase, where God's minstrels showcase their talents and gifts to the world. I have standing here with me this evening Miss Chelsey Green.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
of the Chelsey Green Project. You see what she's holding. Violinist
Yes.
extraordinaire. And when I
Oh,
tell
thank
you,
you
she
so
doesn't
much.
just hold it, she knows what to do with it.
Oh, wow,
Oh
thank
my goodness, you're
you.
going to see shortly that she is just, she's awesome, awesome. It's
Thank you so
angelic,
much.
it's anointed,
Wow.
it's just, it touches you. She is, what she does with this violin is so unique because you can hear the classical side of what you do, but then there's almost a funky, jazzy, bluesy. It's all mixed into one package. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody do with a violin what I've seen you do with a violin.
Wow. Well, that is
Yes,
such an honor. Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so much.
You know, God gives each of us gifts. I told the
Absolutely.
listening audience, the watching audience, that
Mm-hmm.
this year I was going to try to bring in more musicians
Okay.
so that we could showcase some of our gifted musicians in the area.
Okay.
She had accompanying her tonight is going to be Mr. Christopher
Davis.
Davis,
Yes,
who,
absolutely.
yes, who is a gift and talent all in himself.
All by
Yes,
himself.
we're going to
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
get Christopher in here and do a
Yes,
showcase with him.
absolutely.
But I tell you, we don't never ever know what's going to happen here on this show when we get here. We don't know who God's going to send in here. We know God's going to meet us here, but we
Indeed.
never know who God's going to send through because we have no idea that Chris would be coming
Well,
with you this evening. So
amen.
it's just been a double blessing. But
Oh,
let's talk
thank you.
about you.
Okay.
I understand that you just did a new project.
Yes, just did a new project. It was released on April 10th of this year. It was my debut EP and it's entitled Still Green, the EP. And it's a 5-song disc of, it's 4 of original songs that we've made up. And then the 4th song is actually a classical piece where I'm playing the first movement of a viola sonata. And as viola has been my main concentration in my studies academically, I definitely wanted to showcase that as well on the album. So it was definitely an eclectic idea of everything that it is I enjoy musically. You know, it's inspired by, just like you said, funk, jazz, gospel,
Yes.
soul, just those things that really hit us at the core as music lovers. And I wanted to
Yes.
share that voice with
And you
the
hear
audience.
all of that in your music.
Wow,
But I
thank
want to
you.
applaud you for
Well, thank
your new
you.
release.
Thank you so much.
I know how much work goes into that. And,
Yes, ma'am.
and some of us are perfectionists, and we have to work until we get it the way we want it. And,
Absolutely.
but you know, and it's so interesting because, you know, being around you in the short time that I have, I've recognized what a perfectionist you are. I'm a
Wow.
perfectionist too, so don't take this negative
Okay,
thing.
no problem, no problem.
But God, I just thank God that He instills in us that at some point we have to release it to the world.
Yes.
That we're never going to get it perfect because we're not a perfect people.
Right.
But we strive to get it right.
Oh, yes.
Because some artists don't ever release their material because they think it's not good enough.
Right.
And it's
right.
just, it's such, the world just misses out on what they have to offer.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
so
You're
I
absolutely right.
I applaud you for releasing that project.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so
yes.
much.
But you were talking about your training. You've been at this
Yes.
for a minute. I don't really like to ask ladies how
Okay.
what their age is. So
Okay.
we'll skip on.
Well, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's okay. I started playing when I was 4.
Yes.
And I just had my 27th birthday last week.
Girl.
So it's been pretty much my whole life. And it was something that actually my mother introduced to me just because she wanted her daughter to play the violin. She wanted her daughter to be a classical musician. And though that's still definitely a part of me, I've kind of brought some other tunes along for the ride as well.
Right.
But
yes, because you've got to give what God gives you to give.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know, and that's in any environment. Be it,
yes.
you know, I've seen that you played at Blues Alley.
Yes,
When you're at
ma'am.
Blues Alley and you're playing,
Yes.
you have to give the audience what God gives you because it all comes from God through us.
And we even did a little bit of gospel at Blues Alley as
Wonderful.
well. So You know, my parents never forced me to practice when I was younger, so it was always something that they were like, if you want to stick with it, you know, it's your responsibility to practice and work at it in order to be successful.
Well, I'm glad that you stuck with it, and I'm glad that you practiced. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Now listen.
Yes.
You've played at the Kennedy Center.
Yes, ma'am.
You've played at Blues Alley. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. You've played with Tide Tribute. You've
Yes,
played with
ma'am.
MC Light.
Yes.
The list is just endless. And you're 27 years young.
I'm 27, yes, ma'am.
And I can tell that you will be doing this for the rest of your life.
Wow, thank
so
you.
What is this thing is like connected to you. It's like
It
one
is.
of your arms.
It is my extra appendage.
It is.
That's what
I know
always
it is.
say.
I know it is.
Yes.
But what is your goal? Where do you want to go with this?
Honestly, my goal, even with the Green Project, was to give the violin a new voice. I felt like instrumental music has kind of lost its place with our newest generation of listeners. Whatever they hear on the radio is so computer driven, and it's a lot of production that goes behind it. And those elements are really cool and they're fun also. But I wanted to really make it a point to show young listeners and audiences everywhere that live instruments and live real sounds are still being played by young musicians and people of just all shapes, sizes, ages, everything, and they're playing these real acoustic instruments that produce this tone. So don't always have to go to a computer to press a button that says violin on it, or to go to your synthesizer and say string pad or something like that. There are live musicians that can make that come to life in a way no computer software, no keyboard can do. And so I really wanted to re-inspire that for our contemporary audience and put that voice with songs that they're very familiar with and some of our own original songs that have a similar beat.
Girl, I want to take you home with me. I want to take you home. As you know, I play the saxophone.
Yes, ma'am, you do.
Every time a
Wonderful.
keyboard player cues up the horns and the keyboard,
The horn section.
I want to break their fingers. I'm sorry. Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase. But I want to break their fingers because it's so synthetic. And I'm like, okay, you have a horn player sitting here. Why you got artificial horns?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what Psalm says. Praise God with the stringed instruments.
And let everything that
let
hath breath.
everything that hath breath.
Praise.
So it doesn't necessarily, not in my version, it doesn't say let the computer sing. But it's okay
It's
too.
okay.
But that's okay too,
Yeah.
you know.
That's better than letting the rocks cry. I
Okay,
suppose.
okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
So okay, so you've accomplished what you were trying to accomplish
I'm
with that
still
project.
doing that. Yes, ma'am.
So where do you see yourself? You've done so many things at your age musically
Okay.
and played with so many, as you call them, giants.
Okay.
Musically. Where are you trying to go? Because in my mind's eye,
Okay.
you folk are playing with the giant when they play with you.
Wow, that's so kind. Thank you.
Yes. So have you thought about what you want to do with your music? And
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I want to continue to grow. And I think that's something, especially as an instrumentalist, it's so important for us to never get comfortable or become complacent with where we are musically. And I really want to make sure that I work with as many people as I possibly can, collaborate on ideas, really just get into the music in a way that's more tangible and more, just have more results with being able to spread the violin and give it this new vibrant voice in the world as its own voice instead of it being, maybe a background here, a background there. And even in doing that, I mean, I that's a large part of what I do also. I make string arrangements and write a lot of counterparts to melodies and things to have string sections come in the studio and lay it down. And that's something that gives a record a new sound also. So just really trying to continue on my path of, spreading our music around the world and touching as many people as I can with what I have to give musically.
now, Chelsey, where did you train?
Well, actually, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. So I studied privately in Houston from when I was 4 until when I graduated high school. And I pursued music at the college level at the University of Texas in Austin, where I got my undergraduate degree on viola performance. And then I auditioned for the Peabody Conservatory and studied there for my master's degree with Steve Rachinsky, who changed my life. He's just a great man and a great musician. And I learned so much there musically as well as technically. And then I'm also now currently in the third year of my doctorate at the University of Maryland.
Wonderful, wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Listen,
Thank you.
I can't let this interview go past without
Okay.
telling you that your aunt,
Yes.
Valerie Powers,
Yes.
she is your number one fan. Let's just make it
She's so
plain,
sweet.
okay? Let's
Thank
just,
you.
I just want to make it
Okay,
plain
okay.
that she is definitely your number one. She promotes you,
She does.
and she's probably promoting you when you don't even realize she's
Wow.
promoting you.
Wow.
And that is a gift.
It
Yes.
absolutely is to be able to have that family support.
Yes.
And my parents are the same way, and even my family that's still living in Houston, just to have that encouragement and support really, really does help you just persist and continue on. So I thank her, and I thank all my family and friends for all of their continued support.
You know, they say that when your memory gets short, a long pencil is the best thing to have.
Okay, yes.
But there was
yes.
something that I wanted the audience to know.
Okay.
You were named one of the 6 artists in residence
Yes.
for 2010 through 2011 season at the Music Center at Strathmore.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a major accomplishment.
It absolutely was. To have been selected to be an artist in residence was such an honor, and just going through that experience taught me some invaluable lessons, and it was just such a great experience to become part of the Strathmore family, as we call it. So
yes.
I definitely appreciated that.
And you've played at the NAACP National Convention and Leadership 500 Summit, the
Yes, ma'am.
2012 BET Honors Awards
Yes.
Dinner, the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
Been on stage with Roberta Flack.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're 27 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love it. I'm bragging. I'm
Oh,
bragging.
well,
I'm bragging.
thank
I
you.
love it. I love
Thank
it.
you so
And
much.
I just want to thank you for taking the time to come and be on the program.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor to be here with you.
We're forever connected now.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay, good. I do want you to tell the listening audience how to get in touch with you.
Well, great. The listening audience can surely get in touch with me by my website, which is www.chelseygreene.com. That's CHELSEYGREEN.com. And we have our updates there. We have our show calendar there. So it would be great for the audience to come and share with us at a show. And I always like to meet as many people as I can after the show. As well. And also we're on Facebook. It's just, social media is taking over. So we're on Facebook, Chelsey Greene and the Green Project, or the Green Violinist on Facebook. And we're also on Twitter, which is Green Project TGP on Twitter.
Wonderful.
So,
and if I want to get your project, how do I get it?
If you log on to the website, chelseygreene.com, it'll walk you through all the steps of how you can get it. We're on iTunes, we're on Amazon, as well as CD Baby, where you can also purchase a physical copy. And all of the public shows that we perform, we also have a copy of the disc as well.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, again, I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get some love?
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm a love bug. Oh,
Thank
ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen, Miss Chelsey Greene, the
Thank
Green
you.
Project. I want to thank you one more time for joining us here at Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase.
Yes.
You know God's minstrels get to showcase their gifts and their talents to the world, and you've seen two gifts in one tonight. And so until the next time we see you, we want you to stay blessed.